What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here today to talk about part 2 of the Real Housewives of Orange County Season 17 reunion, or Season 17, Episode 18. So full disclosure, I really don't feel like a whole lot happened in this part 2. It was just a lot of wrapping up loose ends and whatnot. So I'm kind of like, what do I want to focus on? I'm also a little bit late with uploading this, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, do I want to focus on where Tamra and Jen are gonna go? Do I focus on just Tamra, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of like, what's up with Emily? You know what I mean? Because, it's no secret that Emily and Gina are the most hated people on the cast. I think Gina gets it a lot worse than Emily. But you already know I go up for Gina. I am a Gina apologist, a Gina defender. Whatever you want to call me. I feel like a lot of people who hate on Gina just regurgitate the same old shit from past seasons. And it's like, they don't see her changing and whatnot. But anyways, when it comes to Emily, I feel like people are like, okay, she's messy, she's fun when she's drunk, blah, blah, blah. But I'm kind of like, okay, I'll give you Emily when she's drunk. She does have her moments. Yes, I will give that. I can't deny that. But I mean, she's very much giving side character, and it's I get it on this cast with these people, but I'm I want more from Emily, you know what I mean? I feel like she's made strides, earlier in the season she had the stuff with her family storylines and whatnot, but towards the latter half she just kind of fizzled out into the background. It was all about her stuff with Heather, her fucking being a junior Tamra, fucking Tammy Jr. So it's I don't know. And now at least with Gina, she was calling out Tamra's bullshit in the beginning of the season while we had Emily cozying up to Tamra, which just really didn't make sense to me. We also have her shit with Shannon towards the end of it, and I'm sorry, but I'm so ready for season 18 to start and for Gina to eat Shannon up. But with Emily, I'm kind of what to be excited about? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit more focus on, her family dynamics. Maybe she, dove deeper into, her traumas, focus more on her healing. Maybe she can do that next season. Maybe she and Gina need to have a little bit of falling out, because, quite as it's kept in this reunion, they're seeming kind of, they're distant, physically they're on different couches and whatnot, but just, on different wavelengths. I don't know, I don't feel like they're gelling that much right now at the reunion, but maybe that would, be interesting if Gina and Emily had this explosive falling out. I don't know, I'm not sure. But I think Emily is, making progress, but I think she needs to do some more work in order to, solidify her place on the show. And I think the same can be said about Gina, as much as I, stick up for her. Yes, I think she may do a little bit more stuff, but I think she's doing fairly decently. You know what I mean? I think she's in the shit enough, you know what I mean? And she's pushing back enough to where she's a valuable person on the show. I'm saying it. So yeah, that's my kind of question going into this. What do we think about Emily Simpson? I don't know, it's very much giving side character, and that's okay. There are gonna be side characters, the Cynthia Baileys, the Robin Dixons, but they have to have shit that, excites me, and I feel like Emily doesn't bring that, you know what I mean? I don't know. I want to see her do better. I'm not calling for the bitch to get kicked off the show or anything, but, I want to see her just do better. But anyways, so we open with another disclaimer on Shannon's DUI before Shannon and Gina wrap up their shit. And it's just very, Shannon, she says she feels bad about it, and she again explains, what she meant, but Gina's we have to be very careful with our words, and Shannon's I understand, I get that, and it's okay, girl, Shannon just wants to move on from it, but it's she's not really taking accountability, she's not solidly saying, I fucked up, I should not have said that, she's, I don't know, it's really annoying. Heather, she's supporting Gina on the side, of course. And then we're walking away because they break for lunch after that. Shannon, she kind of whispers to, someone helping her with her dress or whatnot, an assistant or whatever. She's oh, I'm doing a horrible job, and I know it. I know I'm fucking up. During break, the ladies all discussed the matter between Shannon and Gina, because again, that was the last thing that happened. Emily and Gina, as well as Heather and Jen, they're very much like, I can't believe Shannon did that. Like, I think Gina handled it so well, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Shannon's telling Tamara, oh my gosh, like, shut the fuck up, Gina. Like, leave me alone. She just keeps saying all this shit. Like, she's all venting as if Gina was fully warranted, and I don't even think Gina went in on Shannon. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest. Then we return. We have a little Shannon segment. It's focused on her Dr. Moon colonic collab, her relationship with John Jansen. It's just so fun to say his full name. It's like John Jansen. It's just so fun to say. And the surrounding speculation about her relationship. Right after the package airs, Shannon, she declares, I'm so excited to dive into this. It's like, Shannon, shut up. We are all excited to dive into your damn DUI next season, bitch. And that's the thing, like, if Shannon were, like, had the coin and were smart, she, like, wouldn't come back next season, to be fucking honest. Or she would, like, negotiate her shit, try, like, okay, I'll come back, but I have to give me more money, bitch, because I know I'm gonna be fucking embarrassed. She's not really in that position. She's making these fucking colonics saying that, oh yeah, with these inventions, these niche inventions, that's how I'm gonna, like, get my kids through college. And I believe, I don't know, I think it's only her twins are in college now. I think maybe her oldest daughter may be a senior. I don't know how much older she is, but whatever. But yeah, Shannon doesn't really have the established multiple streams of income to, like, leave the show. You know what I mean? I don't even think the bitch can negotiate at this point. Like, this is what we're giving you. We're not gonna walk away from this. And I know Shannon comes from generational wealth, but, like, I don't know, like, maybe she won't get anything until, like, her father passes away. You know what I mean? Like, I know she grew up rich, but I know she's, like, well off. But from how she makes it talk and how she stresses about the finances and shit, it doesn't sound like she's super well off. But I don't know, that could change in the future. I'm sure there's an inheritance and whatnot when her father passes away. I don't know. But anyways, Shannon continues claiming that she only discussed her relationship with Heather, which everyone denies. Andy says, everyone here has said that you've called them drunk and vented to them. Sans Jen, of course, she's a new friend, but all of your other friends on this show have said that, like, you've done that, so, like, that's just not true. Shannon says that John would, like, leave and ghost her for days after arguments, which she found paralyzing, and that's just straight emotional abuse. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not okay. We then learn that, like, there's this unseen footage where John was saying he wanted to take the next step with Shannon, and 1 week later, when filming wrapped, he broke up with her. That's fucking sick. That is so insane. Like, really, like, that's just so manipulative. Like, he's just not a good person. All ladies, they encourage Shannon to, like, fully cut ties with him, because she literally says, like, yeah, we're sometimes friends with benefits, and we still kind of hang out. Like, she just posted him on social media, like, just, like, hanging out, not letting herself fucking heal. And 10 days after this reunion taped, when Shannon got that DUI, who rushed by her side? John Jansen. And he's a douchebag. Like, I don't know, Shannon's just, her taste in men is just abysmal, and just, she doesn't have, like, she doesn't know when the fuck to, like, leave these, like, piece of shit, emotionally abusive ass men. Like, whatever. And Shannon goes on to say that she believes that Heather is, like, the one behind all this behind the scenes shit, and Heather reminds Shannon, though, that she gets drunk and calls people. Like, you're the town crier. I'm not doing any behind the scenes Machiavellian ass manipulation. It is you, bitch. You get drunk and start crying. And then Shannon, she pushes back against that insinuation that she has an alcohol problem. She's like, you saying that, Heather? Gina saying I have to go to rehab. Emily saying they have breathalyzer on my phone. She's, like, pushing back against that, getting all passionate. And then she got a DUI 10 days later. They tried to tell you, bitch. They tried to fucking tell you, Shannon. But you didn't fucking listen. Continuing on, Gina says that it's their job to be honest and upfront. And Shannon has a little moment. She's like, my job is to be Shannon Storm's Bedore. That is my job, to be Shannon Storm's Bedore. This is a whole little fucking moment. She runs down all the times when she's like been super real on camera. She was like, I took off my shirt when I gained 40 pounds, and we get that flashback moment. And I have a question. The person taking the photos of her, like, you know, it was like they're taking photos of her without a shirt, just get her honest, like, you know, body image and like the before, if you will, like, for the before and after. So yeah, they're doing that. The dude taking the fucking picture, he was like, oh wow, when she took her fucking shirt off. And I'm like, bro, why would you do that? What kind of asshole does that? Like, that's just so douchey. Like, you know what you're doing. You know you're taking a photo of Shannon, like, at her most vulnerable. And you're gonna say, oh, like, that is just so dicky. I'm sorry. But everyone's like, we've all done that. We've all, like, shared unsavory parts of our lives on camera and whatnot. Shannon speaks on how John, like, broke her heart and all this stuff. And she admits that she's embarrassed looking back. Because she's like, looking back, I can clearly see that he's checked out. And I know that now. But at the time I didn't. She's really embarrassed. She's opening up about that. And this is really sad. She really is bearing all and getting really emotional. A viewer then brings up how Tamra was the root of all the gossip on Shannon's relationship. And Tamra denies saying anything about Shannon's relationship. The production disproves this. Tamra then goes on to say that, you know, she saw some red flags about John. She also provides an example and points out that John allegedly, like, ditched Shannon in New York City, though Shannon denies this. Andy then asks Tamra, okay, so if you had these negative feelings about John Jansen, why didn't you give Shannon's relationship the same treatment you gave Jen's relationship? You know what I mean? And Tamra's like, okay, well, like, there's all this evidence against Ryan, like, all these, like, these dick pics, these text messages, blah, 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 blah. But with Shannon and John, Tamra's like, oh, well, they were just fighting. They just, like, had these arguments and whatnot. And they're like, okay, I get there being, like, evidence against Ryan, but it's like, I feel like there's a lot more evidence about Shannon being in an unhealthy, unhappy relationship. Yes, you know what I mean? Like, there is all this evidence about Ryan being a sleazeball. But Jen says she's fucking happy. And granted, you know, Shannon says, I'm happier than ever as well. But Jen actually, like, seems happy and, like, lives her life happily. Shannon does not. So yeah, Heather then jumps back into the conversation and she tells Shannon, look, I told you that I wouldn't say any of the specific details that you told me. You know what I mean? I never said that I wouldn't talk about, like, your relationship in general, but I didn't share some of the nasty specifics. And Heather says, one of the things that I thought I was, like, keeping close to the vest for you was the fact that he called you a fat pig, which Emily previously alluded to. And Shannon says that they mistook her statement, that John never said this, but Emily and Heather are like, how did we both mistake this statement? You told us both on these two separate occasions, like, girl, no, you're just backtracking. Shannon then reiterates that she and John are not together, though they are sometimes FWBs, so they still fuck every now and then. And again, Emily's segment focused on the family stuff, and again, like, there's a big emphasis on this in the first half of the season, or like the first third of the season, but then, like, it just totally disappeared. I don't know. Really weird. So we got that. Her friendship with and mirroring of Tamra, as well as her beef with Heather, and her speaking on her childhood and how it, like, continues to impact her and whatnot. Afterwards, we get a little quick moment of Emily confronting Shannon because Shannon apparently didn't want Emily to attend her Tres Amigas show. Shannon was like, I was just really nervous, but, like, okay, well, Taylor was there, and Taylor invited Jennifer. I'm telling you, not a whole lot of shit happened. Like, I'm really serious about that. Emily goes on to say that Heather had a whole lot of negative shit to say about Tamra before the season started, but Heather denies this, and she's like, oh, I called Tamra an asshole because she is an asshole. Like, that's not talking shit, that's stating a fact. Tamra and Heather then get into it real quickly. Emily has the moment where she, like, kind of gets drowned out, and she's like, okay, Judy. And she's like, I just say Judy when people annoy me. And it's like, okay, girl, like, this isn't funny. Like, whatever. It's like, so, like, oh, I say potato because it's random. I'm just so random. It reminded me of that fucking whole thing, you know what I mean? We then spent some more time on Heather and Emily, nothing too noteworthy. We then spent some more time on Heather versus Emily, not a whole lot. We then get a memorable vacation moment segment, kind of self-explanatory, some stand-up moments are Shannon's bony vagina situation, as well as the river raft guy's balls poking out of his shorts. And I hated that segment. It was like, they just kept it going, no one gave him a heads up. Granted, it's like, bro, like, you gotta be like, a forward thinker about this. Like, how often has that happened? I'm sure it's happened often. I don't know, but it's like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, talk about that. We then get a little segment focused on the alleged BravoCon losers comment. And this is focused on the whole Heather takedown and her turning the tables on Tamra. And it's honestly the same old shit. Tamra saying, oh no, I was mimicking you because you originally said your comment in this scenario, blah, blah, blah. And the same old shit. Emily then acknowledges how she, like, misheard Heather, and she was like, oh, I thought Heather said that Shannon was talking shit, but it was really Tamra. This kind of back and forth between Heather and Emily again, just like, whatever, it's kind of nonsensical. Emily then accuses Heather of talking shit about Gina, being like, oh, I don't want her to return to the show. But Heather's like, no, that did not happen. She said that she was having a conversation with Shannon, and if they had like a what if kind of thing, like what if this person didn't return, what if that person didn't return, and that's just what it was. But like, others confirm that, like, you know, like, we all do that, you know, like, oh, I wonder if this person were to come back, or if this person, like, left the show, like, just kind of what ifs, how it would affect the group dynamic or whatnot. So yeah, it's more going on and on about all the commentary and whatnot. Andy again brings up the losers comment, and he points out that in the past, Tamra has had a lot of bad things to say about her current castmates. And Tamara's like, that has nothing to do with this. Why are you bringing that up? Like, fuck off. Like, shut up. Why are you even bringing that up? So, yeah, that happened. It was a pretty big moment from the reunion. More back and forth. And, you know, the situation between Heather and Tamara kind of gets settled a little bit. Heather and Shannon also begin working towards reconciliation. And then Tamara gets emotional. She says she wants to get back to where she was with Heather, and she acknowledges that, you know, she was so angry this season because she came in, like, you know, it was a really rough time. Like, the closing of the gym, a lot of other stuff going on, like, her dog died, all this stuff. We then wind down with reflections. Tamara says that if Andy has her back next season, it's like, oh, yeah. You tell him to fuck off, and now it's like, well, sir, if you have me back next season. So, yeah, switch up to that. She says she's looking forward to, like, reconciling with Jen and, like, working on her relationship with Ryan as well. Just kind of really focusing on that. Andy says that, you know, it's felt like a really successful reunion, evidenced by, I guess, everyone's going out afterwards. Now, I saw a photo of Tamra, Heather, and Taylor together. I thought they were the only ones who went out, but apparently, like, everyone linked up afterwards or whatnot. And yeah, I'm just like, Andy keeps saying, oh, what a successful reunion. But I'm like, there's still mad beef between Gina and Shannon. And with her DUI now, but Shannon Bajor's DUI, girl, Gina has some ammunition. I'm so ready for her to use it. Afterwards, Tamra and Jennifer have a moment. Tamra, like, swears to never bring up Ryan's bullshit again and all this whatnot. And yeah, she and Heather are all good as well. And that's the end of the reunion. This was not the best recap, to be honest. This was not the best reunion episode. It felt just very, like, loose ends, everything, just tying it up, and blah. So, that's what we got as well. But yeah, again, just kind of focus on the Emily Simpson question. I actually feel like she needs to do more. I don't know. She has to fucking figure something out. A new storyline. Maybe a new business venture. I don't know, girl. I don't think drama with Shane would help in this situation. You need to be more creative than that. But anyways, that's it for this episode and this whole season 17 of Real Housewives of Orange County. Thanks so much for watching. Sure, stay tuned for more and check out some other recaps because we have Potomac, Beverly Hills, and Miami coming right around the corner. And Ultimate Girls Trip, the Roni edition, isn't that far off either. Thanks again. Bye.